So I finished work early. I decided, right, it's about time we get the new family car on the road. Bought it cheap, 08 plate Q7, 3 litre diesel. Paid 1,500 quid, 1,700 quid for it. Apparently, the top mechanic that looked at it said it only had an EGR fault. I was like, okay, and it smokes a little bit, which it does. In McDonald's drive-through, it did smoke a bit. Well, neither of the swirl flap motors were connected. Passenger intake bank has been cleaned up, but has been leaking pretty much since the car was built. The right driver's intake bank, so both intakes weren't connected. And then there is absolutely, the swirl flaps just don't, they just spin around loosely. So I've got a bolt there which is rounded, I've got a bolt at the back down there which is rounded. So I've got intakes to do. Now I thought it was turbo, but the turbo spools absolutely beautifully, so it's not. Although there's loads of oil down the back. I've got a new PCV valve which is somewhere, no idea where. If you've done a PCV valve on one of these, please enlighten me. So yeah, not sure which mechanic looked at this, or you know, if it was a bit like Stevie Wonder, but it's not an EGR fault. Time to order some parts. So, progress update. New PCV valve is on, which is under there. Oil cooler's back on, EGR's back on. I've got to get the 2 bolts in, which go down from exhaust to EGR. That's all back on. It's just been an absolute nightmare. There's a pipe down there that you can just about see. No way to get spring pliers in there to get it. I've got coolant pipe on there. Oil feeds back on, all done up, which is nice. It has just been an absolute nightmare. New glow plugs are in, which is nice. I've literally cleaned all up down there 3 or 4 times now, and it's still dirty, but it'll burn off, it's fine. So yeah, new intakes are ready to go on. I've just got to do up a couple of little bolts and make sure all the pipes are all in the right way and all the coolant systems bled. Then I can put the exhaust back on when those 2 bolts are back in. So yeah, we're getting there, but I just keep running out of daylight because I'm doing it after I pick Holly up from school. So but yeah, now the boot doesn't want to work, which means, you know, it's another bloody job that I've got to fix. So close. Oh, okay. Oh, well, looks like I fixed that. That's fine. Bloody cars. We'll get there. When it's all back and running, hopefully we can go for a drive, leave it idling, and it won't smoke its tits off. Yeah, I got the intake kit from eBay. Absolutely brilliant bit of kit. Nice and tight, fitting perfectly. All new gaskets on, so they can go back together tomorrow when I actually get some time to actually do it. But right now I'm having time with puppy and doing some food, and then I'm going to the pub later. So yeah, plan is tomorrow to get the car back together, hopefully. So I finally found a bit of time where I can get it back together. I've got 2 new bolts with the EGR cooler. Pipe in, I've put the exhaust back on, and I've just put 2 bolts on the breather pipe. I've got the intake manifolds, which have got all the nice new swirl flap deletion kit. I'm not putting the motors on because I can't be bothered, and I've got a load of bolts. So let's get those intakes back on. Right, I've given up for today. I've had to get a new bit of pipe to go down there. Intakes all back on, metal intakes all back on, boost pipes all on, fuel lines are all on, plugs are plugged in. Had fun with this bloody coolant pipe because it has to go all the way under here and all the way under here and then bolt to the bloody there. But apart from that, a couple of little things to do tomorrow and then we'll get it started. Right, she is finally back together. A couple of Jubilee clips needed, but apart from that, coolant, yeah, it's got enough in it. So let's see if she fucking starts. still got an issue with the bloody dash, which is another bloody thing to sort. That door decided it doesn't want to open anymore. She started. A little bit of smoke, but she's cold. Let's take it for a test drive and see how she gets on. So test drive didn't go exactly how I would expect it to. Turned out this tubular is getting leaky. Cooling lead out with a little metal pipe down the bottom, which means everything is covered. So we topped it up. But on the plus side, she drove brilliantly. And compared to what she was like before, she's warm and there's no smoke. So next step I think is definitely the door, so we can actually get in properly. And then the dash, it's got def on it, which means I think the dash has died. But we'll see. So in total we've done the PCV valve, both 12 flat motors, obviously mapped them out as well and put the blanking kit in. 6 glow plugs. What do you think? Is it acceptable? You inspected it? But it stopped the smoking. Drives a hell of a lot better now the swirl flaps are permanently closed. Oh, shut up. Right then. And yeah, next step's the door and the bloody dash.